do believe that
That
there
would be
needs
crazy.
to be some cross registering.
Now, can
for
you do
20
that? Could you have a Republican president and a Democratic or independent vice president?
I mean, at this point, who
you have whatever you want.
I mean, we
I-
might literally have a person win the presidency and then have to serve like 15 years in prison
That would be
at
fucking
the
nuts.
same time, man.
At that point, I'm announcing for presidency.
I'm
I'm
so
old
many
enough.
people are running for president. Like, there's so many third and fourth parties. I do think it was a mistake for the Democrats to say they weren't going to challenge Biden, especially with what's going on in the war. There are so many people who are just upset with how this administration handled the past month that I'm not sure Biden is going to be able to recover.
What if he said, you know what? This time I'm gonna give you student loans, and I mean it.
I don't think so.
well,
I think he would.
there's-
I think that
Are student loans enough to get him back in the Oval Office?
no, because
What about
I think the effects,
more PPP loans?
I think the effects are different, right?
Yes,
People have lost lives.
absolutely.
The Biden administration played around with the truth a little bit, and so people don't really trust. And all you need is one or two ads to be like, remember when he said he saw this and he didn't? Remember when he promised you $1,200 and you got like $900? I think there could be some really good ads that would suppress the amount of people who would feel motivated to come out and vote, especially if Trump is not the nominee. Like if he goes to jail or gets convicted in Georgia. It's just I honestly wish we could just like start over.
Can we start over?
Can we, be like,
Can we start 2023 from January? We're just gonna go back to January.
We made a mistake.
I know it's almost over, but I mean, I think like if you're Biden, like and Biden and Harris and the Democrats, they're like looking at the board, so they might say, okay, we might have lost Michigan, right? Because Michigan has a very large
And we almost
shit.
lost Detroit.
It has a very large Arab population, right? But maybe they're looking and saying we could pick up Texas, or we could, you know what I'm saying? And I think like
Trying to mitigate,
So to me, it would have to be. I mean, getting student loans off the table, has to be, but it'll have to be something to the effect of, if you're going to go and ask for $100 billion for war efforts, there has to be. Now they did pass an infrastructure bill. It has to be something to the effect of, we're getting this money, we're going to get $20 billion, and we're going to make direct investments into like poor black and brown community directly, where you get this
not
money.
going to happen.
Well, I'm just saying it has to be, because like you said, it's a narrative going around that Trump was better for black people. I mean, that's
that narrative has been going around.
Well, I'm
and
saying,
it was over what, $1,500 stimulus checks?
Yeah, right. But
and
now you had like Sexy Red, who is, might be the most popular rapper out right now.
Sexy Red and New York Orange. Just all the colors, man. That's the real rainbow coalition right there.
Sexy Red talking about supporting Trump. Kodak Black talking about supporting
Black, red,
Trump.
and orange.
Trying to think of a rapper who doesn't have a color in his name. There was somebody else who came out.
Waka Flocka.
Kodak.
Right,
Black.
Waka Flocka took a picture of Donald Trump. Lil Wayne probably, because Trump pardoned him, right?
Yeah.
Might have something to say in support of Trump. And so there is that narrative. And so like for Biden and Harris, if they maybe do some type of real investing in black and brown communities, and because they're going to have to, because that's who won you the election the last time.
Right.
Right, and so if we don't see to me, there's still time for that, but it has to be done like right away.
What if, in I guess like a sudden turn of events, that all black people just sat the presidential election out?
Well, again,
that is the call for Muslim folks to sit out the presidential election and not to donate or engage Biden. Again, what's happening right now, I don't know. Everyone is just moving from emotion and anger and hurt.
I agree.
And
I agree.
I really do not know what it looks like.
Because I think, like, again, and this is where that solidarity conversation comes into play. Because, oftentimes, even if you look at like socioeconomically, those communities are doing better than our communities.
Yes.
Those communities are doing much better financially, economically than black people. And so oftentimes, like if we sit out, oftentimes that like we face the brunt of that punishment of when those laws change, whatever happens, when those things happen, you know, it's like when America gets a cold, like black people get like damn near AIDS, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, like, and so I don't know if we can say, oh, we're going to all sit out unless it means something. Like, it will have to be like, what do we gain from sitting out? You know what I'm saying? And what do we gain? Because, again, like, you can maybe not vote for the president, the top of the ticket, but I would definitely encourage you to vote for your local offices.
Absolutely.
Because we're going to have local races that are going to be very meaningful in 2024 as well.